6 News. First Alert Weather Extra starts now.
Welcome into First Alert Weather Extra. We got some more showers moving in, and there's going to be more of these showers around for the rest of tonight. We have that cold west to northwest flow, the wind shifting around to the northwest, so some of that colder air is settling in. And it's an ice cold northwest wind because we do have a lot of snow on the ground across the country from that system that moved through last night. A lot of snow across parts of northern Arkansas, stretching across parts of Kentucky areas there off to the north. Let's take you over to our First Alert Weather headlines, and here's what we expect. Spotty showers, and we could see a few snow flurries to the far north. We're getting some of that wraparound moisture and cloud cover. Wind chills dropping into the 20s and cold and cloudy right on through our Thursday. It looks like those clouds are going to stay with us for most of the day tomorrow. Quick check on some Weather Watcher totals. And by the way, if you ever have any temperature or rainfall reports, find us there on social media. Share those with us. You can always message us. We share those here on television and on Weather Extra, but you can see there over an inch of rain from a lot of our weather watchers, but mostly, as we talked about, just a lot of rain, some wind last night, and nothing too significant here with what we're seeing on radar. This again is just mostly some spotty shower activity, very light stuff, but tonight if you're traveling from point A to point B, you may need to flip on the windshield wipers. There's a lot of events happening out at the BJCC tonight, so for folks on the road traveling there may run into a little bit of rainfall. Just noticing here, this is a composite radar image, but you can see back over Mississippi, see that little area there that's showing up, looks like a little bit of yellow representing some more intense precipitation. What's probably happening there is we're getting a little bit of a mixture happening in those areas and getting a little bit of higher reflectivity because of that. Maybe a little bit of frozen precip in there, maybe some snow grains or a little bit of sleet. But looking at the current temperatures, you can see right now we're down to 39 in Coleman, down to 37 here in Hamilton. It's cold, and you factor in the wind northwest at gusting over 20 miles per hour. That's dropping that wind chill down into the 20s right now. And for most areas, again, I think wind chills could be as low as 25 degrees early tomorrow morning. So it's going to be another cold start out there. But these showers, they're very spotty. A little bit of a spotty shower activity over here not far from Vincent, moving to the southeast. But if you are tracking this with us on the weather app, the rain is moving northwest to southeast, but this is only one component here. These showers tonight, the wind is another big impact, adding that wind chill again. Very dreary setup. Notice around Tuscaloosa, also out here, not far from Holt, we've got some of those showers making their way through the area. Here's a look at the forecast for the rest of tonight, though, and again, cooling off there into the 30s tonight. Lots of clouds. Winds are actually going to be west-northwest. Temperatures to the far north, our coldest areas, I think tomorrow morning, see, it went 37 degrees. I think places like Hamilton, we could be right there around 34 degrees early tomorrow morning. But another look at those temperatures around 11 o'clock tomorrow, 42, mostly cloudy. So yeah, another gloomy day. Hopefully we'll catch a few breaks in the afternoon, but I still see a mostly cloudy setup. Sometimes you get into this, what we call cold air advection. You end up with these low clouds are kind of hard to budge, especially with this trough left behind from that system that moved through. So again, tonight as we look at those temperatures, one more look at that hourly breakdown, and you can see they're cooling off into the 30s. There's 7 o'clock actually showing you there around 36 tomorrow morning. But we're going to talk a lot more about what's on the way. We've got a lot coming up here on First Alert Weather Extra. We're going to have meteorologist Lauren Linehan, meteorologist Tania Michelle joining us. We got some crazy winter weather happening across the globe we're going to show you, and we're going to take you to Antarctica, talk about what's happening there with respect to the ice caps, and we've got a nice puppy rescue story as we continue right here on First Alert Weather Extra.
Every storm has a story, where it came from, where it's going, and the lives impacted in between. Where our story begins is with your First Alert, warning you well ahead of time so the chapter in between isn't filled with surprises. The largest team on your side, dedicated to telling the story that starts and ends with you. This is why we First Alert.
In times like this,
We now have a tornado warning that's active.
having a way to see and hear what's happening on your phone,
The most intense part of this storm right now is tracking towards Shelby County.
that means everything.
Okay, you need to get in your safe place now. Stay there. We will let you know when this warning expires. Stay with us.
Download the First Alert Weather app today. Stay alert. Stay with the First Alert Weather Team. Mornings, they're yours. Where you start fresh, get your body moving, and tackle a new day. Our mornings are for you. Janice, Mike, Mickey, and Toy, starting early and staying with you all morning long. With more voices speaking to you where you are and getting to the point with more First Alert weather and traffic from the source you trust. Always on your side. This is Good Day, Alabama.
Welcome back to First Alert Weather Extra. I'm meteorologist Lauren Linehan. As you know, severe storms moved through the southeast and parts of Texas yesterday, and now people are left to deal with the aftermath of numerous tornadoes. John Lornick from CNN reports.
A major storm is pushing from the lower Mississippi Valley, heading toward the lower lakes and to the northeast by Thursday, according to the National Weather Service. Tempests from this system have already left a mark on the Lone Star State.
It happened real quick. As soon after it was going on about 30 seconds, I got in the closet.
I mean, it's scary. It's probably the scariest thing I've ever been through.
The National Weather Service says a tornado was confirmed by radar near Pearland, Texas, Tuesday, just south of Houston. One driver in Pasadena captured a semi-truck over on its side on Fairmont Parkway and Pasadena Boulevard.
So we have all hands on deck right now, all our neighborhoods, just not this neighborhood, all throughout Pasadena. The tornadoes touched here, touched there, and we're doing everything we can to make sure all our citizens are safe.
More than a dozen tornado reports were made as of Tuesday night, according to the Storm Prediction Center.
Locked the door and was running towards the back, and then as I was going towards the door, the glass just came in, and then just the building started ripping apart.
The tornado reports are considered preliminary until officials from the National Weather Service survey the damage today, and that information will be used for estimating the strength, length, and width of the potential twisters. I'm John Lawrence reporting.
Thanks for that report, John. And that same storm system is now moving along the East Coast. But outside of the Houston metro, cleanup is ongoing in Louisiana as well. Multiple mobile homes were tossed on their side Tuesday evening as severe storms rolled through Point Coupe Parish in Louisiana. The National Weather Service says an EF1 tornado touched down with peak winds of at least 90 miles per hour. But not only are we seeing crazy weather here in the U.S. for the start of the year, but it's happening around the world too. We now check in with meteorologist Tania Michelle. Tania, what else is happening across this crazy planet of ours?
Lauren, a lot. And when I mean a lot, it's a lot. I mean, we've got cold weather sweeping across places further out west and in other parts of the country. And then we also are seeing stuff around the world. And although I talk about mess around the world, now we're going to talk about weather around the world. So let's start in Japan, where hundreds of flights have been canceled yesterday due to the weather conditions as severe cold snap moves through the region. On Tuesday, there were over 200 canceled flights, affecting in total around 9,000 travelers. The airline says more than 300 domestic flights have also been canceled or are expected to be canceled, impacting more than 15,000 travelers. Japan's high-speed rail service has also been impacted by the snow, and heavy snow and cold warnings have been issued across most of Japan for the next few days, with widespread areas expected to receive 15 to 30 centimeters, which is about 6 to 12 inches, and some potentially seeing up to 50 or 20 inches, 50 centimeters or 20 inches by this weekend. Temperatures have plunged to their coldest so far this winter, with some towns recording their lowest numbers since records began. And that is Japan. But now here is South Korea. South Korea's first lunar probe has returned some striking images of Earth and the moon. The Korean Pathfinder lunar orbiter began orbiting the moon in December after the Korea Aerospace Research Institute's spacecraft had launched aboard a SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket from Cape Canaveral, Florida in August. The probe, also known as Danuri, thanks to a public naming contest in the country that combined the Korean words for moon and enjoy, will orbit the moon for 11 months. The stunning images captured by the probe showcasing Earth and the moon in black and white look like something photographer Ansel Adams might have taken if he had enjoyed this such thing. The orbiter is flying at an altitude of 62 miles above the lunar surface, and data collected by the orbiter will be used to inform future lunar exploration, including the Artemis program, which eventually aims to land humans at the lunar South Pole in late 2024. The probe's imagery could also help the selecting landing sites for future Artemis missions, as well as mapping resources like water. And then this is in Antarctica. See, in Antarctica, an iceberg nearly the size of Greater London has broken off the Brunt ice shelf in Antarctica. The British Antarctic Survey says this happened Sunday, and scientists first discovered its significant cracks a decade ago. But in less than 2 years, there have been 2 major breaks. The BAS Haley Research Station is located on the Brunt ice shelf, and glaciologists say the research station is safe. They also say this event was expected and actually not a result of the climate change in this case.
Thanks for that, Tania. And back here in Alabama, we're going to be checking in with Chief Meteorologist Wes Wyatt for a look at that super 7-day forecast. And of course, I'll take you beyond the 7-day. We'll be right back.
January is Bass Safety Month, and I'm on site to see how West Shore Home is providing homeowners with safe and accessible bathing solutions. Today, we're going to do 2 installations in just one day. So let's go upstairs and check it out. So you can see this tub is really hard to step in. That increases your chances of falling. So what we're going to do to fix that is install an easy, low-step shower with beautiful sliding glass doors. But this isn't the only shower we're working on. We're going to go check out the next right now. So we're going to replace this tub with another tub. But what we really want to focus on is this up here, the drywall above the shower. Because if moisture gets in there, mold can form, and that can be a huge problem. We're going to fix that by bringing the walls all the way up to the ceiling. That will eliminate any concern of mold growing. So it's time for me to get out of here so the installers can get to work. We'll check back in when the job is done. So the installers just wrapped up, and this looks amazing. They took the walls all the way up to the ceiling, and they were able to replace that old tub with something new and modern. But this isn't the only project they've worked on today. Let's go check out the other bathroom. In just one day, the West Shore Home team was able to complete 2 installations. And the crazy part is, we do this type of job every day. So if you're looking for a safer bathing solution, give us a call and you can get this great offer. Call in now because we're doing 18 months of no payments and no interest financing. That means you don't have to worry about paying anything on your project until well into 2024. Plus, we're taking 20% off all shower and bath projects. Call West Shore Home now.
All right, welcome back to Weather Extra. We're tracking some showers moving south and east across the area right now. There's a chance that some snow flurries could mix in with this as this moves south and east. And actually right here, I'm noticing, Tania, put that in play mode over there. And I just want to zoom in on this. We have some showers right now moving into northern St. Clair County at this time. You see right here, see if we can get that to animate. So, well, actually, I want to go back and there we go. So right here, there we go, I wanted to bring in the zoom tool, and you can see right here over northern St. Clair County, see that? Seeing a little bit of a mix happening, some of those higher elevations. So right here around Straight Mountain, you may start to notice some of those flurries as this tracks to the south and east. And there's another look at what's going on where we had some of the showers earlier here pushing through parts of Shelby County, moving to the south. But very spotty showers, a few flurries possible tonight, nothing too significant. But tomorrow morning, one thing you'll notice here, the morning temperature 36 degrees, so we are well above freezing. That out the door forecast, cold. It's going to be a cold day. Winds northwest at about 10 to 15. So wind chill a big factor in the morning. Wind chills down into the low 20s. Notice 47 there for the afternoon. Still kind of cloudy. So with the clouds hanging on, we went lower on those temperatures. It's probably going to be Friday before we get just a good supply of sunshine. Notice 52 degrees. The weekend, Saturday is your day. That's a dry day. First alert for rain on Sunday. So what are we talking here? Well, Sunday looks like a cold rain sets up again across the state. A cool, stable air mass over Alabama, so we don't expect any severe weather. Notice by lunchtime, there's actually 9 a.m., so by late morning into the early afternoon, looks like a prolonged period of rain. Overcast, another soaking rain, dreary day. We've had so much wet weather this month, over 5 inches of rain, and you can see here more rain possible, maybe another inch or two for parts of the area Sunday, and this will probably be with us there into Sunday evening before tapering off. Monday, it looks like we catch a break in the rain, but then around Tuesday and Wednesday of next week, we have more wet weather. And what's going to happen Monday night, or actually it looks like late Tuesday into Tuesday night, we're going to see that rain starting to build back in here, that south flow. So we could have a rumble of thunder, some wet weather Tuesday night. I just want to point out that 20% Monday, that's early morning. So there will be a break in here late Monday night into Tuesday, and then the rain comes back Tuesday night and into Wednesday. The big question mark, will we see severe storms next week? That is a setup that we're watching. We have model scenarios that suggest just a cold rain and more of a fast-moving system. We have some data that kind of slows this down and keeps the wet weather with us, possibly right on through Thursday of next week. So it's going to be interesting to see how that kind of plays out. That's why right now we want to go to meteorologist Lauren Linehan. And Lauren, you've been taking a close look at some of that new long-range data coming in. And we were discussing, we've got the European model, which seems to be, well, kind of interesting there. Even wanted to throw a little bit of wintry weather in the mix.
Yeah. Well, fortunately, that's not the one we're about to be showing, because we're like, we ain't even going there yet. We're watching it, but we aren't buying it just yet. So yeah, to put it lightly, our weather models next week looks like they're out to lunch. I think they're going to be hanging out with the groundhog or something, because they don't have it together. It always helps a meteorologist if both of the forecasts are on track for different weather models. But that's what we're here for, to decipher that, muddle through that, and spit out what we think could happen. So we're kind of going to middle ground right now. But what I will tell you, both of them are saying, yeah, it's still going to be wet. That is something both of them agree on. So 8 to 14 days from now, 6 to 10 days from now as well, we are still expecting above average rainfall in the forecast. And we've already seen a surplus of rainfall for the month of January. So we're just going to be adding on to that as we wrap up the month with that rain chance this Sunday and then next Tuesday. But looking beyond the 7-day, looks like February could also be off to a wet, potentially stormy start. It's all depending on, as Wes was mentioning, what are the temperatures going to be doing. If we have cold air in place, it's likely going to be less stormy, more of a cold rain. But if we can get some warmer air in here, that could increase that severe potential. So here we are next Thursday on Groundhog's Day. Notice there's a ridge of high pressure that has built in over the Gulf of Mexico. On the northern side of that ridge, we're going to be seeing some disturbances moving through. So here we are Thursday afternoon, still the potential for more rain around. And here we go Friday, another potential for seeing some rain. Now this is the time frame next Thursday, Friday, where the European model was like, let's spit out some wintry precipitation. But we're showing you here is the American model, and it's saying, nah, it's probably still going to be too warm at that point. Now, going into the first weekend of February, right now, that Saturday is looking dry. Eventually, by that Sunday, we could see another chance for some more rain in the forecast as we get some southwest flow in the atmosphere, and that could be bringing, as we get into the first full week of February, Monday the 6th, potentially some more rain and storms in the forecast. There's a big question when we look at this winter severe weather season, something that you always have to factor in. Is there going to be enough instability? Is there going to be enough energy in the atmosphere to fuel storms? So what I've been looking at, it looks like a lot of that could be lacking, but we're certainly going to be keeping an eye on it. That can definitely change at any time. And then looking drier into the middle of that first full week of January or February, with the potential for rain across the southern half of the state. But the temperatures is the one where we have a big question mark, and that of course would have an impact on whether we see anything in the way of severe weather or just cold rain, or if you get that perfect matchup a little bit in the way of a wintry mix. So 6 to 10 days from now, still looks like across the southeast we could be seeing above average temperatures. That's what the general pattern looks like. But remember, these numbers I'm showing you here, this is not the gospel. The forecast can and will change. These are just the trends we're seeing right now. And this is pulling from the American model data. So this is generally showing, okay, it looks like we could be seeing more 60s than not. As we get into next week, the question mark has been, once we get past Tuesday and get into early February, would we see a warm up with temperatures in the 60s, or would we see a cool down and that just bring us a cold rain? So we're going to keep a really close eye on this time frame. But we want you to at least have that first alert for next Tuesday, Wednesday, into Thursday, potentially next Friday, that it is going to be wet. The question is whether that would end up being severe weather or not. And then it looks like as we get into that first full week of February, potentially trending more seasonable, if not with above average temperatures. Now, our normal low as we get into February, right at 35 degrees. So it looks like generally, as we look ahead in the forecast, maybe not seeing as many cold or freezing days. But remember, this is just one trend that we're seeing right now. This is going to change, so make sure you keep tuning back in with us here on First Alert Weather Extra as we look through beyond the 7-day and muddle through the mess. But we'll be right back with a final look at that forecast, and I got a spoiler alert for you. We got some cute animal video. We'll be right back.
Every storm has a story, where it came from, where it's going, and the lives impacted in between. Where our story begins is with your first alert, warning you well ahead of time so the chapter in between isn't filled with surprises. The largest team on your side, dedicated to telling the story that starts and ends with you. This is why we First Alert.
First alert, we are tracking
In times like this,
we now have a tornado warning that's active.
having a way to see and hear what's happening on your phone,
The most intense part of this storm right now is tracking towards Shelby County.
that means everything.
Okay, you need to get in your safe place now. Stay there. We will let you know when this warning expires. Stay with us.
Download the First Alert Weather app today. Stay alert. Stay with the First Alert Weather Team. Mornings, they're yours. Where you start fresh, get your body moving, and tackle a new day. Our mornings are for you. Janice, Mike, Mickey, and Toy, starting early and staying with you all morning long. With more voices speaking to you where you are, and getting to the point with more First Alert weather and traffic from the source you trust. Always on your side. This is Good Day, Alabama.
Welcome back to First Alert Weather Extra. Meteorologist Lauren Linehan. I told you guys we had some cute puppy video, and this will not disappoint. So just so you know, a puppy is safe thanks to the quick thinking of firefighters in Colorado. You may be wondering, well, why was the puppy not safe? The 9-week-old puppy's family called for help after she couldn't get out from under a reclining couch. Apparently, one of the interior bars was choking her, poor baby, so time was of the essence. When South Adams County firefighters arrived, they realized the only safe way to get Nina out was to take the couch apart. Rescuer Matt Smith took on the challenge and successfully disassembled the couch enough to get the blue-nosed pit bull pup out safely. He even stayed after to put the couch back together, but not before he and the others enjoyed some well-deserved snugs with the couch puptato. Yes, I wrote that one myself. So let's look at that super 7-day forecast. If you're going to be hanging out with your couch potato this evening, that's kind of hard to say. It doesn't roll off the tongue too easily. It's going to be a chilly one. I know a lot of folks probably not watching if you are doing this, but going downtown to the BJCC to watch Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle, or going to Hamilton. Super pumped about that one. Definitely still going to be cold tonight and into tomorrow morning. Notice Thursday and Friday morning and even into Saturday morning, temperatures at or near freezing. So I'll definitely make those cold weather preps the next couple of nights. Now for tonight, Wes mentioned we do have that 10-20% chance of a stray flurry or some patchy drizzle. I think that best chance of maybe seeing a few snow pellets mixing in would likely be in northeast Alabama. But generally seeing some sunshine coming back on Friday. By the way, it's still going to be brisk tomorrow, so make sure you are bundled up. And then Saturday, some more chilly sunshine, kind of more seasonable though as we get into Saturday, but anticipating some widespread rain on Sunday. Should be here by mid-morning, and then briefly drier on Monday. But as we mentioned, and beyond the 7-day, looks like next week as we wrap up January and head into February, going to be getting more rain in the forecast. The question is, could we see storms? So we'll be keeping an eye on it, but Chief Meteorologist Wes Wyatt will have an updated look at that 7-day forecast and a check on the First Alert AccuTrack to see if we got anything interesting out there. I hope you have a safe and happy Wednesday. Is it Wednesday? Wednesday. It's Wednesday evening.